Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're watching Chernobyl. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are watching episode 3 of Chernobyl. And they left us in a very dark place, both literally and figuratively, in the last episode. And that's the stuff that scares me so much is like, one, we know that they're being sent to their deaths, and we can hear it with the gauges just going crazy. You know, they're breathing heavy, they're losing light. I don't know what happens next, but just being left to sit with that has been torturous so much that like a day has gone by and I'm like, I have to watch the next episode. I have to know what happens to them because that was a huge risk those 3 men took. And like, they know that it's probably going to be their deaths, but they know that they're going to be saving millions. And it's like such a heroic way to go. But like terrifying. It's so scary. And, you know, we finally got an evacuation in the last episode. I thought maybe we'd probably go another episode without it and just, you know, obviously people, I think if Sweden hadn't gauged that there was radiation in the air and where it had come from, I don't know if the USSR would have done anything. And I think they would have still tried to like literally sweep it under the rug, not literally, but like that they would have just tried to make it like this thing that like, oh, it's not that big of a deal. And the more and more experts are like, this is bad. Like the whole continent will be poisoned. Like the kids in Germany are being told not to go outside to play. And that's in like Frankfurt, you know? So like there's all of this stuff that like was adding up that if the government didn't do something, then, you know, it would have reflected very poorly, but then also like not trying to get it under control would have made it worse for everybody. And like they were saying, like parts of like Ukraine wouldn't be habitable for at least 100 years, maybe 50,000 years. And that's breathtaking. And you know, they're doing what they can by putting the boron and the sand over top of the core to try to like, you know, stop like the smoke, put out the fire, but unfortunately that's going to cause a lava. And then like with the tanks being full, that it could cause a thermonuclear reaction and then the other cores will go. And like, there's just like all of this that's being like built up that it could be so much worse than what has already happened. And, you know, the men going down there to try to relieve the tanks is just like, I mean, obviously we know that there wasn't a bigger explosion. At least I don't think there was. I'm saying that with a lot of confidence, but I don't know if that's true. But I'm pretty sure there wasn't any other explosions after this one, even if it was little. Obviously, we didn't get the thermonuclear reactive one where it would take out Ukraine. And I think she said, you know, like if anything, it would take out Kiev and parts of Minsk, but we know that that's not a thing that happened. So obviously they do get it under control. And I remember the guys in the first episode that were opening up those valves, and I don't know if that helped, if that's what they were trying to already do is relieve that, or if they were trying to get water to the core. I'm not 100% certain, but I do know that like those men being in the dark terrifies the hell out of me. We saw kind of the fallout of what happened from people just being outside looking at the fire from far away, you know, like they all had radiation burns on them, even the baby. And that's heartbreaking. And, you know, we have Lumila that's going to Moscow to be with her husband. And I'm sure he's dead. Like he's not going to survive very long. The other people that were, you know, had the radiation burns, they probably suffer from like cancer. And other health defects. I don't think Lumila comes out of this unscathed, but you know, obviously emotional damage for her and just watching everything go down with all the families that she knew and the friends that she had and her husband. It's just great. It's huge. It's far-reaching and deeper than we could possibly know. And of course, now, you know, we have yet another expert that's here that is helping, I think, helping greatly. And, you know, she's already taken the iodine and she gave it to the one government guy who was just like, my opinion is that it's fine. And hers opinion's like, well, it's not fine, but I'm going to give this to your secretary because she doesn't deserve this, because you're not willing to, get everybody out. So now we're left with these guys in the mines and all the repercussions of not doing everything beforehand. So while I always feel like weird saying like, I'm excited to get into this, I want to see the resolution to that for sure. But I'm also terrified as to like just how much worse it's going to get, whether they stop this or not in this episode, but like just the helicopter dropping and like just all of that stuff is like just how bad it actually is, that we don't want it to get worse, but where it's at is pretty bad. I don't think it could get any worse other than it exploding and, whatever she said it was, like the 40 megatons, and that it would be bigger than, what was it, 10 times bigger than Nagasaki. That's, whew. I know we don't see that. I say that with a lot of confidence. I shouldn't be so confident, but I'm pretty sure that then we would be studying Chernobyl like way more in school. And like, it would have been like it was a big deal, but it would have been a much bigger deal if it took out like a big part. I mean, it's so close to Moscow. I didn't actually realize, and my bad for not looking at a map for the past couple of years, but like, I didn't realize how close Ukraine was to Russia, but like how close Kiev was to Moscow. Like that's not incredibly far away. So, I'm sure we would have heard about, Moscow being radiated, especially in the 80s. It probably would have been, a lot of movies in the 80s wouldn't have happened because of like the Red Scare and like the Cold War and all of that. So I'm sure that didn't happen, but I want to see how this is resolved. And obviously we're going to get more from Lumila and her husband and all of the people that were evacuated and just kind of the fallout of not doing things sooner and how we fix things as they are now so they don't get worse. So guys, let's get into it. Oh God, please tell me they have some light. Okay, it just comes back? Do they have to wind it up or something? Oh. I don't think that helps your heart rate. To keep pumping that? I would have lost it. I would have had a heart attack. With hearing that dosimeter go off, having to constantly keep pumping my flashlight, I'd be running through there having a panic attack. I'm not built for that. I'm just not. And these guys are inside.
Is it possible that the water has already killed them?
Yes.
Then what? If it doesn't work.
Run. Oh, they have to go deeper? Oh my God. Oh God. The dosimeter's just going. It's just... They know how to scare the shit out of you when they're making this. The sounds, the noises, the music, the tone, Stellan Skarsgård's face constantly looking the way it does. Yeah, he's not celebrating. He knows.
I'm here to see my husband, Vasily Ignatenko. He's a firefighter from Chernobyl. I have permission.
Chernobyl? I'm sorry, no visitors.
Please, I've come all the way from Kievskaya Oblast.
Like through a window or anything? It's her husband. Wow, really? I thought they were actually concerned about safety.
You can see him for 30 minutes, not a minute more. And you cannot touch him in any way. Do you understand?
Oh.
Rule 15.
Thank you.
You're not pregnant, are you?
No.
Is there a chance?
did I tell you? There's no hiding from you, is there?
Don't touch him. Don't touch him. It's so hard.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
That hug could possibly kill her. How do you not? How do you not? It's gonna kill you, Lumila. I'm not married yet, but I'd probably do it too. Even knowing.
There's a spike in zirconium-95.
What does that mean?
It's from the cladding on the fuel rods.
Meaning what?
The meltdown has begun.
But what does that mean? Meltdown's never like a good thing. Does that mean the lava is gonna break through?
Stop moving! Get off him! You're hurting him! You can't be in here. What's happening to him? Get out.
Oh, Vasily!
Legasov estimates a 50% chance that the fuel will breach the pad and melt down into the groundwater itself.
Yeah, and where does this groundwater go?
The pretty
Everywhere.
critter. The primary water supply for approximately 50 million people, not to mention crops and livestock, would be unusable. We're recommending we install a heat exchanger under the pad to lower the core temperature and halt the meltdown. And in order to do that, I'm told that we will need all of the liquid nitrogen in the Soviet Union.
Wow. Oh.
Anything else?
No. Thank you.
Yes, I'd like to address the 30-kilometer exclusion zone.
Good for you.
Well, Professor Legasov, is that you?
Good for you.
I don't want questions. I want to know when this will be over.
The half-life of plutonium-239 is 24,000 years, so perhaps we should just say not within our lifetimes.
Bold. You know what? You might as well. You might as well. Proud of you, Legasov. Boris is not happy.
What will happen to our boys?
The divers.
Divers, the firefighters, the men in the control room?
They're all dead.
What does the radiation do to them, precisely?
Ionizing radiation tears the cellular structure apart.
That's what
Skin
Vasily's
blisters,
feeling right now.
Turns red, then black. This is followed by a latency period. The immediate effects subside. The patient appears to be recovering. Healthy, even.
That's what
They are.
Lumila saw.
Continue.
Proud of you, Boris.
The bone marrow dies. The immune system fails. The organs and soft tissue begin to decompose. The arteries and veins spill open like sieves, to the point where you can't even administer morphine for the pain, which is unimaginable. Within 3 days to 3 weeks, you're dead.
And what about us?
In time, cancer or aplastic anemia. Either way, fatal.
In a sense, it would seem we've got enough easy then.
Yeah, a little bit.
I've seen them before.
Were they spying on him?
Now you know why I wanted to take a walk. You can presume the work site is bugged.
Thank God he didn't say something.
But if we're seeing them out in the open now, it's because they want us to know.
Wow. Okay, you know what? My opinion of Boris is vastly changed.
There's something I've wanted to ask you, comrade, but I see you're already asking yourself the same question.
Why did it explode?
That's what I want to know.
Everyone who was in the control room, they're all in Moscow. Hospital number 6. We need to find out exactly what happened that night.
Yeah.
Moment by moment. Go now, while they're still alive. Talk to them. Because if we don't find out how this happened, it will happen again.
Yep.
What's as big as a house? Burns 20 litres of fuel every hour. puts out a shitload of smoke and noise, and cuts an apple into 3 pieces. A Soviet machine made to cut apples into 4 pieces!
Hilarious. Is this like a coal, like, refinery place, or like... Or are these the guys that are going to be recruited for the thermal pad?
I need over 100 men to gather their equipment and get on the trucks.
To where?
That's classified.
Come on, then. Start shooting. You haven't got enough bullets for all of us. Kill as many as you can. Whoever's left, they'll beat the living piss out of each of you.
You can't talk to us like that.
Shut
They
the fuck
just
up.
did.
This is our mine. We don't leave unless we know why.
Good for you.
You're going to Chernobyl.
Oh yeah, that smile faded greatly.
The reactor fuel is going to sink into the ground and poison the water from Kiev to the Black Sea. They want you to stop that from happening.
How are we supposed to do that?
You
Redirect?
didn't tell me because I don't need to know. Do you need to know, or have you heard enough?
Oh. I like these guys. You know what? It's always the hardworking men that are the heroes. I said that about the guys going down into the basement to open up the valves.
Now you look like the Minister of Coal.
Yeah, I'm not sure what... I mean, obviously they're digging mines, so are they going to try to redirect, like, maybe the river to, like, go around the groundwater? Look, I'm from Flint, Michigan, so water is definitely a sore subject with me. Oh my God, Vasily. At this point, like, euthanasia would be a kindness.
I told you not to touch it. It's not safe.
They touch you. It's safe for them, it's safe for me.
They're not kissing him, girl. I get it, though. If we go down together. Oh, yeah. Oh, God, everything hurts.
Tell me what you see outside.
Why has no one told her that he's not going to survive this?
I can see the Red Square. And the Kremlin. Spasskaya Tower. Mausoleum.
I told you I'd show you Moscow, didn't I?
That was a kindness that she just did. Oh. I would want to be put out of my misery.
I'm not eating that is shit.
I'm not a nurse, Comrade Dyatlov.
That's Dyatlov?
Unless you happen to have a butter and caviar sandwich on you, you can get the fuck out of my room.
Wait, you're telling me Dyatlov survives this? Like, after this? And still goes to jail for 10 years? I mean, he'd probably die in jail. I guess I'll find out at the end of this.
I'm not good at this, Boris. The lying.
Have you ever spent time with miners?
No.
My advice, tell the truth.
Mm-hmm.
These men work in the dark. They see everything.
Oh, that is a profound
Andrei
thing to
Glukov,
say.
Crew chief.
This guy's already established himself as a badass.
Do these work?
Probably not.
To an extent. Of course.
I mean, they work in coal. They're already going to get lung cancer anyway. I'm saying that about the cigarettes, not about the radiation, by the way.
Excavated space 30 by 30 meters for the heat exchanger. You can't use any heavy machinery. It has to be done by hand.
By hand?
How deep do you want this tunnel? 6 meters?
12.
12? Why?
At that depth, you'll be shielded from much of the radiation.
The entrance to the tunnel won't be 12 meters below ground.
Yeah.
No.
And we're not 12 meters below ground now.
No, we're not.
Wow, this guy, he's on it.
We can start in the morning.
No, we start now. I don't want my men here one more second than they need to be. If these worked, you'd be wearing them.
Yep. I like him. I like him a lot. By hand. I can't even imagine the toll that takes on the body. Work like this, like just building things, like, and I live in Vegas, and like bringing down buildings, building buildings, like the stability that they need to have, all of that is just over my head. Like I could never. I just, even trying to comprehend it, it's too much.
What's it up to?
50 degrees.
Fuck. We need fans.
For what purpose?
Cooling.
What do you mean for what purpose? To dig your fucking tunnel, that's why. Who's talking to you?
Oh, comrades.
Ooh.
It's 50 degrees in there.
Fans will put dust in the air. The dust will go in your lungs.
I've been breathing dust in my lungs for 20 years.
Yeah.
Not this dust. I'm sorry. For your own good. No fans.
They need to be cooled down. And I'm guessing that's 50 degrees Celsius, which like 42, I think Vegas gets up to like 42 degrees Celsius in the summer. What is that, like 110, 115? Oh my God.
I want you to tell me everything that happened on the night of the accident. Is that all right?
Yes.
Oh my God.
To tell.
I want to tell.
All right.
I don't even know who this is. I don't even recognize them. Dyatlov didn't look like Dyatlov.
My name is Leonid Fedorovich Tolton, and I am the senior reactor control chief engineer at Chernobyl nuclear power plant.
Senior engineer. How old are you?
I'm 25.
Is he old enough to be a senior engineer? Oh God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God.
It isn't safe for you.
He's
here.
my husband.
Not anymore. He's something else now, do you understand? He's dangerous to you.
He's burned.
He's radiated.
Go
That's different.
home.
She can't.
Please. I don't want him to die alone.
Stay on the other side of the plastic, or I'll have you removed by security.
I have to get a hold of myself. I'm internalizing a lot of what's happening and like what I would say or do in this whole thing, and I don't blame her. What are you doing, girl?
Yes, my love.
Oh God!
Oh, it's nighttime now.
She's gone.
Kasia. We're gonna have a baby.
The fire's out. It's out, Valera. The miners are making incredible progress. I know the job isn't over.
Celebrate the small stuff when you can.
I'm sorry to bother you, Deputy Minister, but it's the miners.
Oh, they're just going in naked because they're so hot. Oh my god.
They wouldn't give us fans. It's too hot for clothes. So we're digging the old way. This is where our fathers mined.
Is it? Jesus.
We're still wearing the fucking hats. What do you want?
Get him the damn fans.
You're not as protected. No.
You tell them to make a difference.
Yeah, I don't think it would.
When this is over, will they be looked after?
I hope so.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's at least honest. Oh my god, the amount of people that have risked their lives.
You don't know.
So the power level jumped from 200 to 400 megawatts. Why didn't you press the AZ5 button?
That's left.
Did.
Oh.
I reported the increase to Akimov.
Leonid, that's not possible.
I swear. I saw him do it.
Then how did this happen? Oh my gosh, I can't. I must have stopped running. Oh my god.
I pressed it before the explosion. I shut it down. I pressed SF5.
Was it a faulty button?
I did everything right.
Did they? I don't understand. Either there was something faulty or they didn't do something right.
You let her in that room, inside the plastic, touching him. Did you know she's pregnant?
It's not true.
Do you have any idea what you're dealing with?
Of course I do. Please, I do.
How did she know she was pregnant?
People are going to hear about this.
Wait.
People are going to hear. Do you understand? Everyone is going to hear.
What is everyone going to hear?
Oh, I would watch what you're saying. Oh, God.
What is everyone going to hear?
Damn it. I don't want anything to happen to Ilana either. Oh, Jesus. What a painting to have right there.
The Soviet people have faced the challenge and risen to the task, and they and everyone in this room are to be commended.
The men in this room. The men in the mines. Oh my God.
This entire region must be completely evacuated. All animals, whether domesticated or wild, must be presumed contaminated and will have to be destroyed to prevent the spread of radiation and disease. We will need to construct a containment structure around the power plant itself, which will, of course, still be extremely... There will be deaths.
How many deaths?
Thousands. Perhaps tens of thousands.
You don't have a choice. Oh my God. I thought that maybe they'd say something.
Larry.
Uh-oh.
Yes, Professor?
My associate was arrested last night.
Good for you, Valeri.
I'm sorry, I don't know who you're talking about.
She was arrested by the KGB.
Comrade, I know you've heard the stories about us. When I hear them, even I am shocked. But we are not what people say. Yes,
Sure,
people are following you. People are following those people. And you see them? They follow me.
You really don't trust us?
Of course I do. But you know the old Russian proverb, trust but verify.
I need her.
So you will be accountable for her?
Good man. Good man.
Then it's done.
Her name?
I know who she is.
Oh, but you didn't know. Good for you.
Oh, that went surprisingly well. You came off like a naive idiot. Naive idiots are not a threat.
I'm so nervous of what's going to happen to Lumila.
Akimov, his face was gone.
You want to stop?
Was he the one that had to look down into the reactor?
They pressed AZ-5.
Apparently not soon enough.
No, they say Akimov pressed AZ-5 and then the reactor exploded. They both agreed, they were adamant. I think it's what I would say if I was trying to cover my own mistakes.
But
I believe them.
Yeah, I do too.
then you should pursue it. We have to pursue every possibility.
Gotta get Dyatlov to speak.
I'll go back to the hospital and re-interview Akimov and Totonov, if they're still awake.
They're not.
Yeah. No, they're but puddles. They looked awful. It was so hard to see. Gathering men? Oh my god, is that Barry Keoghan? I just got a full chill. Sealed shut. They're covering him with cement. I don't need the dosimeter clicking right now. I really don't. I don't. You've sold it. I'm terrified. Oh. Okay. I knew it was going to be a hard watch to see the people that are suffering. And like I keep saying, it's the everyday worker. It's the everyday person. It's the firemen. It's the nurses. It's the doctors. It's the miners. You know, it's the everyday person that gets harmed in these. But to see what happened to the men that were in the facility that were exposed to it the most, even Dyatlov, which was kind of like a shock to see because, you know, he kind of had a pretty significant mustache and, you know, he's got sores all over his body, but he wasn't as exposed as everybody else because he left to go meet with everybody and he told everybody nothing was wrong and he was sure of it, which leads me to believe that he knew something was wrong with the AZ-5 button because it being confirmed that they hit the button to stop the reactor and that's when the explosion occurred. Obviously, if they were running a safety test, there was something that was wrong or there's a faulty button or the button was mislabeled and it was the self-destruct. I don't think they'd have a self-destruct button, but I'm just saying like all is not clear yet other than the fact that those men swear up and down that they did everything right. And to hear that like the one guy's face was gone, I mean, I'm betting it was the one guy that looked over into the reactor core. But Lumila, like, it's like from this seat, it's so easy for me to say, like, don't touch him, don't do this, don't do that. But like I said, like, I'm getting married and I wouldn't want my husband to die alone. And to me, like, I know it's not rational and it's a very emotional thing to do, but like to not hold your husband's hand when he's going through something or to hug him with relief for seeing him again. But the hand on her abdomen for the baby. What did she do? What did she do? What did she do? That was so hard to see. And to see Vasily, like he was essentially just liquefied. It was so hard to watch. And then the miners, like as soon as like I pulled up, I was like, I don't really get that joke. But then like when they came out and they weren't taking any of that government officials bullshit, and they like were like, and even Boris is like, just don't lie to them. Don't lie to them. They'll know that you're lying. And you know, like that guy, what is his name? I don't know if that is Glukov or if we never really get his name. But the lead guy, badass. Absolute badass. But then like I was trying to be like I was like, oh, 50 degrees is cool. 50 degrees Fahrenheit. But 50 degrees Celsius, you're boiling. That is so hot. That is like what? Like 120 plus degrees, I'm guessing, or more. Like, and them taking off their clothes. Like, I didn't expect that. And he said, this is the way our fathers did it before us. Like, ignorance is such bliss sometimes, but then also like being born in a time when technology started to soar and then growing up and living in modern technology, like it's just, you never think about the previous generations and what they had to deal with necessarily. And not that we have it so easy now, but like they had to go through that to make life easy for everybody else. Just, I think like just digging for coal, mining coal is just like such an archaic process, regardless, that like just, oh my God, those miners are bad ass. And like him just saying like, you would be wearing these masks if they worked. And what does it matter if it's 6 or 12? We're already exposed. And we're hot. We're just going to take off our clothes. You can't tell me that the clothes matter. Is it going to make that big of a difference? Like that man was taking no bullshit and it was amazing. Absolutely amazing. Now, I think Leonid was the one that was turning the valve and was like crying and saying like, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. And so him and Akimov, so Toptunov and Akimov were the ones that were like, no, we did everything right and this still happened. And everyone else is going, that's not possible. So it's not possible if everything goes right. It is possible if something goes wrong or something failed, especially during a safety test. And Dyatlov knows this. Dyatlov has to know this. And to see him in that bed and not have nearly the amount of sores and all of that, like, is just really upsetting because I know he was exposed, but like those other men were melting. They were literally becoming pools of human. And like them, like burying them in wooden boxes and then metal caskets, probably lead caskets, and then covering them with cement, like that is heartbreaking. Her like telling him like, I can see the Kremlin, I see the mausoleum, I see this, I see that out the window, and like none of that was there. Like that was so much her doing a kindness. I was like, why are they not telling her that he's dying? And then like, I'm so glad that she like mentally just knew that it was going to happen and was like trying to like give him a beautiful image in his mind, and that he showed her this beautiful thing that he always wanted to show her. And like, that was like such a beautiful thing that she did for him. I'm exhausted. And I'm going to watch more episodes today because I need to get it over with. I think I think it's not even that they leave me with cliffhangers, is that like I'm so mad and I'm so motivated by my anger to keep watching because I'm like, I want answers. And like all the men in the room to like pat themselves on the back and congratulate themselves. Now 750,000 men are going to raise the land around this area, that they are going to build up a containment wall around the plant, that like all the animals need to be shot and killed. Thousands more are going to die, and they're just signing all these boys up for it. Like I see Barry Keoghan plays Pavel. We didn't get his name, but I'm sure he's going to be important in the next 2 episodes. I'm trying to like not let my emotions get the better of me, because it's easy for me to stand on a soapbox being like, this is wrong and this is why. And it's just like obviously they're telling a story and they're dramatizing maybe a little bit. And I don't know what parts that is. The KGB, the arrests, I think them being followed. Like I was like, last episode, I was like, oh my God, Boris is he's awful. And then by the end of the episode, he was getting it and he understood it. And then in this episode, like he still knows that there's a certain way to go about things, or things that you can do or can't say. And he's still trying to ride the line of like behaving while also like trying to help. And he's having a hard time finding that. And Legislav is just like, I want my person out. Yulana, like she needs to be out of jail. We need her. We need to do all of this stuff, like to, I'm so happy that he didn't let it go and he kept saying something. And that is to like, he could have been shot and killed for it. And you can see that he can't live with the guilt of all of this. And like, it had to be done. It had to be done. But there's no way Gorbachev is going to go pick up, a shovel and start helping dig a hole to save the groundwater. It's always the little people. It is always the people that like build these cities and towns, the sweat off their backs, their broken necks, and their dead bodies. All of these cities are built with their blood. And, it's always the government officials that, get to throw out the order, but like they're never the ones really getting their hands dirty. And they're never the ones that are, really responsible for saving people. They give the orders, but it's always the common man that does it. And there's only a 50% chance that they can, cool that pad down enough that the meltdown won't go into the groundwater. Now, I feel like I'm very well connected emotionally to this, not only because the radiation, working with radiation, but now like hearing about groundwater and being from Flint, Michigan, like I have to say my family and my friends weren't affected by that because they don't live within the city of Flint limits. They were in the township, which has Genesee County water, not the city of Flint water. So they were very lucky that that wasn't something that they had to deal with. There was no, lead in their water, the pipes weren't corroding and all of that. But, like anything being leached into groundwater has far and wide massive effects that you could see immediately. You could see in a year, you could see in 100 years, and you could go for millennia. And, there'll still be effects further and further down the road. This is such a good watch. It is so well acted. Again, I cannot just rave about the lead miner. I don't know who that actor is. He's amazing. He's amazing. All of them are amazing. And, Stellan Skarsgård, he can like really represent a mood with just his face. We saw that, we've seen that in everything that he's in, whether he is like creepy, which he plays creepy really well. But like Andor, like rough, gruff, he can just, put a new outfit on and change his character completely. He can like, shoot people out of space. Like he could, deliver like a massive monologue, like that is just filled with just depth. Like Stellan Skarsgård is just a freaking just powerhouse. I've always loved that guy. I mean, Good Will Hunting, like, come on. He's so good in everything that he does. And he's always a different person. He's always a different character. He just embodies it. And, I haven't seen enough of Jared Harris to say same thing. But I can tell you that the difference between Anderson Dawes from The Expanse and Yaroslav, what is his name? Legoslav. Jeez, there's too many Slavs. I don't really mean that in a mean way. It's like if you go to Sweden and everyone's like Gunderson, everything's son or daughter. So it's just like, it's different than, Smith, Jones, Brown, White, all of those last names that we get in the United States. We're very boring here. So actually you guys have a little bit of flair if you are Russian, Ukrainian, and whatnot. But guys, if you want to watch the full-length reaction to this episode, it will be available on my Patreon. I mean, bring your tissues. I feel like it's not entertaining. It's incredibly sad. So if you need a good cry, I'm here for you. I think that's kind of something that you can always rely on my channel for, is like, I just always bring the feels. The tears, they're here. So guys, remember to like. I know that that's really hard to do with this particular subject matter, but it just helps push it out so everybody else can, see the reaction. And maybe if they haven't witnessed it before, then they can witness it through my reaction. Sometimes I think knowing that I'm watching something, people are like, well, I haven't checked it out, so I'm going to now because she's watching it. And, I think if I can help people be more aware of just like the devastation that occurred. Oh my God, so much. I'm worried about the earth. I'm worried about the air. I'm worried about the animals. I am worried about the human beings. So much more the human beings than anything, but subscribe, leave a comment down below. How did you feel about this episode and seeing the devastation of the men, of the firefighters? Because I definitely found it very hard to look at, swallow. Just, it was a tough pill to swallow, and I knew it would be. It's worse than I thought, but it's exactly as I imagined. This show is definitely a hard watch, but it is phenomenally made. The storytelling is well done. It is well acted. It feels very real. It feels very important. It feels like a documentary, but it also just very much, it conveys the mood and the message. And I think that is so powerful without being overly dramatic. They could have people like literally wailing, and they could go super grotesque with it if they wanted to, and like make it more horrific and really give you something that's over the top visually, but they kept it to where I think it's based on reality and what that actually does look like and would look like, and didn't try to make it into like a horror genre rather than almost like a documentary. I think they could have, and they didn't. And I think the tone is correct. I think everything about it, between the sound effects, the dosimeters, the music, the mood, the lighting, the acting, the everything, it's going to live with me for a while. And I hope it lives with you too. And I hope it like really kind of sits with you, and you just randomly think about it every now and then, and it kind of keeps your empathy meter. My empathy meter is like a dosimeter. It goes up to 1 million for this show, and it's really, it like puts me in a mood. It makes me extremely exhausted, and I don't want to get like peppy or anything like that. Like I kind of want to stay in like the mood that is correct. So guys, come back here for the next episode. We got 2 more. I am so thankful there's only 5 episodes, because if there were more, that means something catastrophic, like apocalyptic, had happened. And I'm glad that it's only 5 episodes and not 8, because if it were 8, it got really bad. So guys, come back here for the next episode. And in the meantime, I'll see ya.